the beautiful island of Panglao, Bohol. So in this video, I am going to share with you my experience doing the travel bubble, because I know that for a long time, I mean in months, right? Traveling has been one of the things that we've been deprived of, and so I decided to create a video that will show you the step-by-step process, the things I went through processing and preparing my travel document, and even share my 4-day itinerary, experiencing Bohol for the first time again after a long time. So stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. That's KZ Zepeda, and I plan to do a crazy travel segment, so please go ahead and hit that notification button as well. But before packing your bag, make sure to prepare your travel documents. The first thing you need to do is to secure a negative PCR test result, and this is very important. All tourists must have confirmed hotel booking and pre-register at Bohol's tourist registration portal at tourism.bohol.gov.ph. DIY tours are not allowed, but you can book from any DOT accredited tour operators. A letter of acceptance is also needed from Panglao LGU by going to their website at panglaolgu.gov.ph. My brother booked us a 3-night stay in Hanan Resort, Alona Beach, and a 2-day tour package from iTravel and Tour Panglao. I also informed my local LGU in Cebu about my travel plans to make sure I won't have any problems coming back. I scheduled my swab test in Soda Hospital 3 days before my travel date to make sure the test results will be valid. It was my first time taking the PCR test, and I was surprised how easy and convenient the drive-through test is in Soda Hospital. The test is absolutely free, and it's pretty fast, and you'll be done in 5 minutes. Just finished my swab. It was very quick, so I just need to wait for the result. After 2 days, I got my negative result, and I processed my acceptance letter and QR code that came into my mail almost instantly. Now I am ready for my Bohol travel. I headed to the port early because the Coast Guard still has to validate and stamp my travel documents. Officers. Thank you, sir. Right now, there's only one trip daily from Cebu to Tagbilaran. You can't buy advance tickets, and Oceanjet will not issue you tickets without your stamped documents. It felt weird getting in the terminal without the usual crowd of passengers boarding the ferry. I counted, and there is only about 15 of us, the most, boarding Oceanjet that day. And I think I was the only tourist passenger, maybe the first tourist from Cebu going to Bohol. Before getting off the ferry, you need to fill out an entry form which the PPA officer will check. Individual passengers will have to wait for their local LGU officer to pick them up from the port, but since I pre-registered at Bohol Tourism and arranged a hotel pickup, the military personnel directed me to my ride. This is all part of the travel bubble. As soon as you set foot in a place outside your province of residence, your movements and activities are closely tracked and monitored by the LGU. You can't have stopovers or side trips. So we head straight to Panglao at Hanan Resort, where my brother and his wife are waiting for me. They traveled from Manila, and their experience may be different from mine, but it's mostly the same requirements for those flying to Bohol as tourists. After having our lunch, we checked in our room and got ready for our holiday vacation. It's really reassuring to see that the hotel follows accommodation protocols to protect their guests.
Boy, I must say, the view, the location, the beach, the multiple pools are just perfect to set our vacation mode on. We spent the whole afternoon chilling by the beach, catching up, having drinks, and a delicious dinner to cap our day and prepare for our adventure ahead. Day 2 is the start of our tour package. First stop is the famous Baclayan Church, which is considered to be one of the oldest churches in the Philippines. Next is the new Sikatuna's Mirror of the World. Here, you'll see the most magnificent wonders and well-known landmarks of different countries all in one place. Without having to travel across the globe, you will get to experience and appreciate the beauty of the world in Bohol's Sikatuna's Mirror of the World. Part of our countryside tour is the usual trip to the bamboo hanging bridge and of course the man-made forest, which also what made Bohol famous for. But of course, what else could Bohol be most famous for than the odd yet super cute tarsiers? So we went to Bohol Enchanted, a zoological and botanical garden located in Bilar. We were the only guests that day, so we took our time getting to know different wildlife under the care of Bohol Enchanted. But of course, the real star of the show is this celebrity-like tarsier who clings to this tiny branch, being full aware that she's who people want to see. Our last adventure for the day is riding an ATV through the Chocolate Hills. Because the viewing deck is still closed, we went for a more fun and exciting way to see the famous spot. But then again, some fun comes with a little tragedy. Well, I guess that was enough fun for today. Day 3 is Island Hopping Day. We woke up early to catch the early morning dolphin viewing. The weather was crazy, and despite having gloomy skies and non-stop rain, we were determined to push forward. My brother Carol and his wife Gigi were all still hopeful to catch a glimpse of the beautiful dolphins. And there they are, playfully swimming in the ocean. And through rough waters, we sailed straight to Balikasag Island to experience swimming with the turtles. Our guides directed us to Pawikan Point to get an up-close encounter with the gentle green sea turtles. They were everywhere, like they know that they own the place, royalties of the underwater. I can only watch in appreciation of their beauty and their grace. Carol struggled to dive deep underwater because of the current, while Gigi and I are both contented floating above the clear waters, enjoying the sight of the colorful fishes. The weather was still unforgiving, as the rain continued to pour until we reached the Virgin Island. We had the entire island to ourselves, just some of the perks of doing travel bubble.
A lot of people might probably think that this takes away all the adventure. It's absolutely not true, because even though this is very much arranged and controlled, you still get to enjoy the best of the place. Like this whole Panglao trip, Bohol trip, we've been to several places, accredited places that are already approved by the Department of Tourism for tourists to visit. So It's actually it's I think this is a better way to travel because there's less people, right?
Yeah, so that's the unfortunate thing. It is better in a sense that basically you have the entire area, the entire island when you do your, say when you visit the spots like man-made forest or the Tarsier Sanctuary. Yep, you practically have the entire place to yourself. You get to enjoy it with less tourists. You get to have your photo ops by yourselves, but yeah, but that's a sad thing. And we hope that over the next few months, tourism will again have a rebound as more people start to travel, of course responsibly and safely, right?
Yeah.
So essentially that's the bubble for you. I understand that the department
We're in a bubble.
It's like you're in your own world within the confines of the restrictions or the protocols that you have to strictly follow. But again, as Casey said, it doesn't take away the fun. In fact, I think I'd say it gives another flavor, a different kind of flavor
I totally agree.
the adventure and the travel. So, yep, I encourage everyone to support local tourism.
Plan to have more fun here. Bye yours later.
With strict travel protocols and restrictions, Travel Bubble allows you to continue to see and experience the world. But one has to think, is this the future of travel? I don't know, but it sure is sad to see so many establishments and local businesses closing down because of the pandemic. This strip used to be very busy with tourists walking around in their bikinis and board shorts, experiencing the tropical life in Panglao, in our country, the Philippines. So if you have the means, help out our tourism community who has been greatly affected by this crazy pandemic. Try doing Travel Bubble. You can support our local tourism bounce back by visiting our tourist spots in the country. Of course, by traveling responsibly and safely. This whole trip has given me a different perspective on traveling. The value of people, life, our natural resources, and the beauty of community. Today has been fun and insightful. Tomorrow, I'll wake up a different person. Carol and Gigi left early for their flight back to Manila, while my trip home is not until 5 p.m. That means I have the whole hotel room to myself. I got to explore the resort and enjoy the facility, taking selfies, and I spent the whole day at the beach until it was time for me to leave Panglao. The journey back to Cebu was still unclear to me as the van drove me back to Tagbilaran port. Turns out, it was a similar process securing a ticket back home. You need to have a quick visit to the Coast Guard to validate your documents before the ferry issues you a ticket. And apparently, you'll be given another QR code with your photo printed on a piece of paper. I'm not sure exactly what it's for, but I'm guessing that's another system to trace your movement when you get back to your province of residence. I mean, look at that face. I definitely find this one extra funny. I didn't encounter any troubles boarding the ferry, and I knew I was gonna have a smooth sailing trip back home. But when we arrived in Cebu port, all passengers were asked to get on a bus, and I was told that they were taking us to Malacanang of Cebu. I was certain they will put us in a quarantine facility, and I was already getting nervous. There were only very few passengers, and again, I was the only one traveling as tourist. I was then directed to a booth where the staff will interview you and check your papers. And then finally,
Sige ma'am, kanimahang quarantine pass.
Bali, pakita nimo sa mga checkpoint.
Okay, this ang kaninga paper. Sige, thank you, miss.
I was clear to go home.
And really, this whole travel bubble experience has been really fun. I encourage you guys to travel responsibly. I hope that you learned something from this video, and I hope to see you guys on my next